It is transfer o'clock. I love a good transfer window. We've managed to do back-to-back promotions from the National League up to League One. That's the symbol for back-to-back promotions, apparently. We are hopefully putting together a squad that can go back-to-back-to-back so that we can then forget about all that time I spent down in the National League. That's the plan. The media think we have a chance. A lot is going to depend on what we manage to bring in during what is effectively the second half of the transfer window. It's the 1st of July. We've already done a little bit of business. Right, little bit of an update on the transfer window so far. We've not done a massive amount just yet. I guess the biggest news so far is who we've released. Okonkwo, the big headline name who's been released. Even though he got 18 goals for us last year in his first season in the Football League, he wasn't a regular starter. And I've got to back us after back-to-back promotions to be able to do better. This guy spent his entire career in non-league, and at 26 years old, about to turn 27, I find it hard to believe he's going to suddenly turn into a League One quality striker. So thank you, Francis, but go back and play in non-league or for a League Two club where you'll be a superstar. Asa Walsh's brother has gone as well. Davey Scoop, thank you for the bits. Matthew Green, the big boy, 6'5" Matthew Green, after never making the breakthrough, has been released. And then a few fringe players. Aside from that, we've brought in a whole load of Premier League youngsters, none of which were ready for the first team. None of them look really any good. And we've loaned somebody out, but we haven't really done any transfers just yet. We do have a few bits that we've made offers for. Everyone who's coming on trials on the 1st of July, who's got 5-star potential, has been offered a contract. Because we've got oodles of money to play with. We're using less than half or just over half of our wage budget at the moment, and we've got 100 grand of spensies as well. So we have plenty of wiggle room, and we left it on yesterday's stream, having a look through the try list and deciding who to bring in as potential starters. The other big news is Phil Scott is refusing to sign a new contract. He's out of contract at the end of the season. Doesn't think we can match his ambitions. So after just 1 year at the club, if we get a big offer for him, and we've already turned down 1.7 million, if we get a big offer for him, he will be going this summer, which will be a shame. But if we can't extend his contract, we are still comfortably small enough that we need the money far more than we need the player. Phil Scott is replaceable. 1.7 million would be irreplaceable. And yeah, we have moved out of Butts Park finally. We've moved even further away from Leamington. So after 7 years in Coventry at Butts Park Arena, we've now gone to Solihull, where we'll be playing at Bob Faulkner Park for the time being. One day, I will take this team back to Royal Leamington Spa. Today is not that day. And as the only club legend, I am hoping that when we do go back, they name the ground after me. I just love that. That would be lovely. Right. Signings. Let's have a look to see what we've got as trialists. You can see just how good Wooster is, that he makes all the other goalkeepers look rubbish. I mean, to be fair, we've got 2 outstanding players and they make everybody else look rubbish. Scott and Wooster are both, I think, in the media Dream 11 straight away. Wooster certainly is. Scott, interestingly, isn't. In fact, Wooster is considered a better player than Scott, which is really interesting. Wooster has signed a new contract. But Scott, that's weird. Very weird. But they're the 2 outstanding players. If we can get anybody close to their level, then that would be super duper. So job 1, let's find a strike partner for Scott. Strike partner, a central defensive partner. The fact that this guy is the same age with the same current ability and potential ability and also under 18 caps. I think Dave Watson is probably my guy. But let's just have a look at what else we've got. Victor Okonkwo, who also looks like a pretty decent standard. Lots of League 2, League 1 experience for him, but he is a little bit older. And then Josh Tobin's even older still. Who else have we got around the club at centre-back? 30 players who can play there, apparently, including all these trials. So, obviously, Scott is here for now. We probably wouldn't be the worst plan to bring in 2 defenders, to bring in Watson and Okonkwo if we can. But on the assumption Scott's probably leaving. We've got Godwin as the backup then. And Andy Smith is still knocking around for the time being, but realistically, he's on his way out. He's got a year left on his contract and will probably be moving on. But let's offer Watson a contract first of all. Okonkwo can't head. Bless you. Are you an attribute person? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he can head or not. All that matters is he got a good star rating? That's all we care about. Right. Let's make the same mistake again with Watson and bring him in on a 1-year contract like we have Scott. Mainly because I want to get him through the door. Get him in and then worry about everything else afterwards is the plan. He's got finishing of 1 as well. Oh, it's a disaster. And then Victor Okonkwo, who... he's better than Big Holman. And being better than Big Holman is impressive. So let's get him in. He's not going to be a starter, probably. Yeah. He's probably not going to come in as a starter, but I think he's going to be a useful guy to have around. He wants a lot of money. We probably didn't need to try and negotiate that down a little bit, and he's not having a massive signing on fee. So we might actually end up talking our way out of signing him just by playing hardball. There we go. I can live with that as an amount of pennies. Right, so that's those two. Okonkwo would also be the best left back at the club as well, which is interesting because he's right only. Which that doesn't seem right. We've got Chiesa. We've still got Gilks as well. Oh, he's got great hair. Dean Webb, 5-star potential. We already offered him a contract because we're 5-star potential. Goodness me, we should have done. So he's from Aston Villa and Burnley. Let's just offer him a contract. All I need to know is that he's got great hair and 5-star potential. That is a combination that gets you a contract at Leamington FC. This guy's a little younger, but he's a centre-back. And then that's a different Watson, who also has 5-star potential, who we have already offered a contract to. Okay. Right back. Ignore Scott. We've still got Josh Cooper. He's back in on loan for another year. Getting better and better. He's getting active England under 19 caps whilst playing for us, which is awesome. He's probably going to be our starter this year. And if we can find someone young and upcoming to go alongside him, to like be an understudy to him, so we don't really want a 25-year-old who's been a reserve in the Championship. He'll come in expecting to play. So I think probably this guy is our guy. Kenneth Issa can come in and compete with him. Again, you're not having a signing on fee. And you're not having all this nonsense. This can all go away. What do you think this is? Who do you think you are? And who do you think you're talking to? Asking for all this nonsense. There you go. And then at the base of the midfield, where we are a little bit weak, Ralph Prisso. The Moroccan guy has 20 jumping reach. Good eye, whoever spotted that. Who did spot that? Docklad. What was his name? Is this him? 20. He's 6'4" with 20 jumping reach. But he's an emergency back. Ah, see. Is he not any good? Is that the problem? Maybe he's not any good. But he has got 5-star potential. He's only a National League player currently. He's not going to get a contract either. So let's not even worry about him because he's not going to get a work permit. Right, Priso. 28 is a little bit older. We looked at him yesterday. I remember looking at a 28-year-old Canadian yesterday. He's a right back, so forget he exists. And then Tobin is a defender. So let's offer Priso a contract. I think, did we establish we think he might get a work permit because he's been playing for Canada? Although he has only played 2 internationals recently. So it's going to be a bit iffy. He might not even agree terms. He wants a lot of money. It's like he thinks we're a proper football club. We're only Leamington. No, he's just going to give us a red decline immediately, isn't he? Yeah. So let's terminate his trial and forget he exists because we don't need him clogging up the team in friendlies. Tobin, I don't want in midfield. I don't really want to bring in a 30-year-old. I'm less desperate for players the further forward we go. I think attacking-wise, we are quite solid. Kai Edwards, 25 years old, former England under-20 international. Same haircut as Theodros, which is exciting. 3.5. 5. See, he's been playing in the Championship as a sub, I guess, in the Championship for years, for his entire career. So to come and be a sub in League One, he should be well ready for that. Star player. Yeah, we probably will start this guy, won't we? Although we're going to have the same situation we just had with Matey, where because he wants so much money, it's probably not going to be an option. Oh, we might actually persuade him. After 20 league games, he wants to go up to 7.75k a week. That is bonkers. His agent is the one who's really pushing here. You're not having that either. Wow, we've actually agreed to deal with him. Do we actually want him? He's pretty slow. He's going to be the support striker, effectively. He's going to play in that Goodrum Theodros role. So we need a quick guy alongside him. Aribim Pepple. Obviously, we've still got Hughes. We've got 34 goals last year. So I think Hughes can probably do that job. And then I think that might be everyone off this batch that I like the look of. French under-20 international. So if we got all of them, which we probably won't, if we got all of them, we'd still have money left over. So let's see how many of them agree to come in. Right, this is where everyone else starts coming in for these players and we don't end up getting any of them. But we'll see. We'll see how many of them arrive, and then we'll do another batch of trials. And I think we're probably hitting the point now where we always get to this point on a Road to Glory save, where you have to consolidate for a year or two because you get to the point where the players who'll come to you aren't good enough to improve you. And anyone who'd actually improve you, you either can't afford or they just won't agree to sign for you. So we might be hitting that ceiling. We'll see. Right, Kai Edwards is coming in. That's our big headline signing of the summer. Right, we have been offered a new contract, a big fat contract, £1,600 a week, which is a nice little pay rise, a £300 a week pay rise. Lovely stuff. Of course, we're just going to sign it. No, I mean, we'll negotiate a little. We'd be rude not to negotiate. I think we'd be insulting the board not to negotiate a little, because then they go away from it thinking, oh, did we offer him too much? He signed straight away. So we had to do a little bit of negotiating just to make them feel good, but they weren't up for it. That's fine. Right, we didn't get that guy. How many of these defenders have we got so far? We got that guy. I remember year of yearly left-back signings. Well, yeah, fullbacks are different. Fullbacks are key players. You can stick any old quick person up front and they'll score goals. You don't need to worry about who's playing up front. Your key positions are fullback. You got good fullbacks, you win the league. Strikers, you can just insert anybody. New contract equals new house. I mean, it's not a bad shout, especially because we've moved to Solihull. How much is £1,600 a week over a year? 83 grand a year. Halifax mortgage calculator. Other mortgage calculators are available. It's the second time today I've been on this website. Right. So 83 grand, wasn't it? I think it's 83,200. Come on, just give me the number so we can get on Rightmove. £395,000 in Solihull. We've got to live near the ground. Up to 400, we'll say. What does 400,000 buy you in Solihull? Oh, hello, chairs. Lovely, lovely. So, see-through table, always the sign of riches. Look at the size of those chairs. I mean, that one shot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting a cushion as a chair. 8, 9, 10, 11. You can fit someone in the middle. 12. Like, there's 14 chairs in that one shot. You got a river that comes with it, apparently. That hallway, unless that's just a really wide angle lens, that hallway looks bigger than my office, which I'm disgusted by. That doesn't need to be all hallway, surely. More chairs up here. A fridge specifically for putting bottles in. But I'd fill that with lemonade. Hopefully, there'll be a little gem in this batch that we can bring in. Although several of them are already agreeing deals with other clubs. They've got no loyalty to me. I just offered them a trial this morning. And now they're just going to blatantly sign for somebody else. Hi, Francis. Sorry, you weren't supposed to be on that group email. My mistake. Carry on going about your business. You're fine. Next batch of trialists are in. If none of them are any good, we stop worrying and we just go into the new season with this squad. There's no point bringing in players who aren't as good as what we've already got. Unless they're really young and have loads of potential, which neither of them are. Yeah, these players who just come in as fringe players on a lot of money, there's no point. There is no point bringing in any of them. None of them are good enough. We're signing a winger here because we can't get anybody else who's any good. I have no idea what I'll do with this guy if we bring him in, but it's a signing. He'll just have to learn to play central midfield or up front or something. Leamington could lose Scott. Yeah, well, I'd like not to. Oh! Oh! Phil Scott's going to discuss a contract. Yes, we'll appoint him as captain. Of course we will. This is sensational news. Oh, this is the signing of the summer right here. Signing of the summer. And now we're after another right back from Staines with 5-star potential. So I'll actually let this one go through. I think this is the first director of football signing I'm going to allow to happen this summer. Oh, I know who we could try and sign. Wouldn't be interested in joining Leamington under any circumstances. What? Can we loan him then? Bring him home? 10% of his salary. No, it's 100. I thought it was 10% was that amount. That would be ridiculous. We can't afford to pay 100% of his. I guess we could pay some kind of fee. But if we do that, I want to get him permanently. So if we say mandatory future fee, not interested in a permanent deal, we'll see. We'll see. So we need to make up another 1,800 a week. Calculator time. 1,800 times 52 divided by 12. So if we pay them 8 grand a month, let's make it an optional future fee. Because that should get him in for this season. And then if we get promoted, which I think we might with him and Scott together at the back, he might join us permanently then. And they want 71k as the optional future. Right, there we go. See if we can bring Roberts home. This guy looks like he could be a decent one for the future. Obviously, he's a right back, not a winger. But 4.5-star potential. Plucking out of non-league Wigan. That works for me. Yeah, he's not as good as he was, but at least he's home. And now he's here. I'm going to immediately try and make it permanent in the hope that being here will convince him he wants to stay here, because I've had that work before. They didn't want to join permanently until they arrive on loan, but then once they're here, you're literally going to be doing that for the next year anyway, David. Playing Tranmere. Let's go do a football. I did win League 2 last year. Yep, we went back-to-back promotions. We're looking for the triple promotion now. Big Holman! Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. He's a little bit sad because Little Holman's gone out on loan this summer. So he is the only Holman at the club again. But he's not losing his big. Big Holman, first goal in League 1. Who is this David Roberts fella? Don't need him. Big Holman's here. But from the other side, we've got some very juicy fullbacks now, and I like it a lot. I love the fact that Theodros is still a key part of the team. And there is Jamar Hughes. He's arrived in League 1. 34 goals last year in League 2. Pretty close to 30 in the National League the year before. We're gambling on them being worth something. Especially these debut figures for a lot of these. Like I've got Jungle Boy's first figure. Still boxed. When he's an international super duper superstar, in 20 years time, when he's a 30-time world champion, I've got his first figure still boxed. We are very good at football. Look at us. Look at us go. Dector with a header from outside the area. Good old little Kev. I always knew it. We didn't need players. I said to you when we were in the National League that this team was good enough to do back-to-back-to-back promotions without much doing to it. And here we are. We are playing a McDonald's sandwich between two Wimbledon pieces of bread. Officially confirming Wimbledon twice as good as McDonald's, which we all knew. Oh, what happened there? To be fair, I had no problem getting any of the current consoles. We had 2 PS5s pre-ordered, arrived on launch day. 2 Xboxes, no issue. Got the OLED Switch when that came out. I think if you keep your ear to the ground, they're not that hard to find. Certainly not to the point where you need to pay spending £800 on one. That's mad. Well, we're not signing Dylan Gabouli. Oh dear, these are all rubbish. I think I need to sack all the scouts. Oh, is this the striker I've wanted all summer? 24-year-old, pretty pacey. Scores prolifically internationally. Named after a part of the mouth. He's got everything I'd be looking for in a player. We might be bringing in Leroy Tung. I love the fact that Theodros just continues to get better every time we get a promotion. He's playing at the highest level he's ever played at in his career, and he's also having his best run of football he's ever had in his career. He is just a wonderful man. Still doesn't support Leamington though. Still a big fan of Bognor Regis from that 1 year he had on loan there. I mean, Amari, could you not just be a Leamington fan now? What was so great about your 1 year at Bognor Regis? That wasn't even a year he was a revelation. I'd understand if he had a soft spot for Geisley, because that's the year he did like 40 goal contributions. Best season of his career up to this point. But no, he's a Bognor Regis fan. And transfer deadline day is over. Beautiful. Swindon spent £775,000. Burnley also doing some tongue action this transfer window. And my great-granddad was Unky Herb. Good old Unky Herb. My great-granduncle. I mean, it is a different Herbert Chapman, but ooh, it seems right. I was looking at it on Ancestry.com. I have a great uncle Herbert Chapman who got married in Northampton at the time when Herbert Chapman, off of Arsenal, was manager of Northampton. And it's like, well, that must be my great uncle then. The only explanation. Who's the greatest Peterborough manager? The best Ferguson. Darren Ferguson. The most talented manager in that family. Because when the I mean, don't let any of the defensive crew know about this, But the wing-backs play so attacking, and Godwin now sits so deep that we are basically playing a 3-5-2. We're just not quite calling it that. But if you look at our shape, I'm actually going to do the unthinkable and put 2D Classic on for the rest of the match. Just so you can see that, oh God, just so you can see the shape that we take up. Oh, of course it's a corner. Well, that doesn't help. This is horrible. How do people play the game like this? We're 4-0 up against Bolton. We just need Sunderland to drop some points so we can end the stream top of the league. We've ended every stream top of the league for ages. For ages. But we are in a promotion spot, which I guess is nice. We've got a game in hand as well, which I guess is nice. We're doing all right. Kai Edwards has been excellent. He's linking up our forward play beautifully. Well, well, well. We are the Invincibles.